Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Happy New Year! Hello, my beautiful ladybugs, and welcome to another empowering episode of the Coming Out of the Dark podcast. This is your empowerment coach, Miss Lady O. Now, if you're new here, you're probably wondering, and probably even if you've listened to this podcast before, you recognize I never used the word ladybugs formally on this podcast before. Well, I should say I never called you ladybugs. Well, that's what I'm doing as we move forward into 2025. Well, Ladybug is a name deeply special to me. It's what my sister, Glennis Marie Boyce, lovingly called me. She always saw me as a woman of strength, courage, resilience, and transformation. And I carry that name in celebration of her life and memory. So, when I call you my ladybugs, it's because I see those same qualities in you. You're a part of this community where we embrace growth, honor our journeys, and support one another every step of the way. So what are we going to talk about today? Today we're diving into the theme of owning your story and uncovering the power and purpose in every season of life. Whether you're at a mountaintop or walking through a valley, I want you to know that your story has significance. So, I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to give you a moment to grab your coffee, your wine, your tea, or whatever makes you feel cozy, and let's get into it. Well, lately I've been on a journey of surrender, letting go of expectations and truly trusting God with my life. One of the most powerful moments in this season was shaving my head bald. I know you gasp, right? Yes, I actually shaved my head bald. I'm still a wig girly and proudly transition my wigs as often as I like. For me, this wasn't just about a new look. In fact, it wasn't about a look at all. It was an act of letting go, releasing control, surrendering to God, and stepping fully into my authentic self. I'll be honest, it wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, wondering how others would perceive me. But as the clippers buzzed, I felt this overwhelming sense of freedom. I realized that every moment in my story, even the ones I've struggled to understand, is part of the bigger picture. A picture God is weaving together for my good. That's what I want to talk about today. How we can embrace every chapter, knowing that our stories have purpose even when they don't make sense in the moment. As I've been reflecting on this, Romans 8:28 keeps coming to mind. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Now notice, it doesn't say some things. It says all things. The good, the bad, and the in-between. But how often do we get stuck in one chapter, thinking it defines us? We forget that God is the ultimate author, and He's still writing. I want to encourage you today. Whatever chapter you're in, trust that God is using it for good. Maybe it's shaping your character, revealing your strength, or preparing you for the next part of your journey. Here's a little challenge for you ladybugs. take some time this week and perhaps let's make it all month long. I want you to journal or meditate on your story. Look back over the past year or even further and write down moments where you grew even when it didn't feel like it at the time. I also want you to begin to ask yourself 3 questions. What challenges have I faced and how have they shaped me? I also want you to ask yourself, where have I seen glimpses of purpose even in the pain? And finally, I want you to ask yourself, how can I embrace my story more fully today? I'd love for you to share your reflections with me, but I know that it is personal. So if you don't want to, listen, hold it to yourself and allow that to be a moment between you and God. But this is a community, ladybugs. So you can email your reflections to me at ladyo@comingoutofthedarkpodcast.com. You can even share them on social media using the special hashtag #OwningMyStory. Who knows? Your story might inspire someone else's story and their journey as they navigate through life. Ladybugs, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, your story is a masterpiece, and it's still being written. Keep owning your journey. Don't let no one discount you at all, because there's power in your chapter. If this episode spoke to any parts of you, I'm going to ask you to do something. Please share. Share this episode with a friend. You can even leave a review or connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. So you could just search Coming Out of the Dark Podcast. Yeah, I'm there. And most importantly, I'm there for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your reflections. We're all growing, evolving together. I'm evolving. I'm trying to figure out where God wants to take this podcast, where God wants to take me. But what I can tell you, going forward, you can expect to receive a podcast episode every month. But get this, you can also get bonus episodes as God leads. So, until next time, keep shining, keep growing, and always remember, you are loved, you are seen, and you are enough. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.